Meanwhile, a victory really felt around the world. Many foreign leaders reacting to Donald Trump's election victory. Russian Prime Minister Vladimir Putin congratulating Trump in a telegram, addressing their conversation about resuming U.S. relations with Russia, which, of course, he talked about on the campaign trail. Quote, this is Putin, Russia is ready and wants to restore the fully fledged relations with the U.S. I repeat, we understand this is going to be difficult, but we are ready to play our part in it. Here now is KT McFarland. She is a member of Trump's National Security Advisory Committee. It's a very interesting job, and I want to ask you about that sometime. But yeah. Russia and the United States. Let's talk about this for a second. Trump said that, for example, we could use Russia to help us defeat ISIS. Is that reasonable?
Sure. I mean, I think what's exciting about the Trump presidency is that he's willing to break through the conventional wisdom and to challenge the status quo thinking. And we are. We're at the end of a 40-year cycle of the post-Cold War period. And it's the ideas of how do you deal with the Russians, the Chinese, the Middle East, Iran, all of that is now, it's really stale and gone.
I know people say Trump is no Reagan. There are obvious differences. However, Reagan also thought outside the box of foreign relations, and he used proxies to do our bidding around the world. The Contras in Nicaragua, using Solidarity Union in Poland, and other union movements in Eastern Europe to break up the Soviet Union. It worked. So maybe we could do the same.
Well, and here's why they're similar. Because Reagan built up the American defenses. Trump has already said, the first thing I'm going to do is rebuild the military. The second thing was that Reagan understood that ultimately the American economic system was going to be superior. Not only our scientific advances, but our economic ability and our financial ability. And so Reagan, instead of winning the Cold War by going to war, understood that you could defeat your enemies by using economic warfare. And that's how the Soviet Union was done.
Very quickly.
And that's what Reagan...
They're giving me a wrap, but I got to ask you about the United Nations, because we may need NATO. We need people to step up and pay more. But why do we need the UN?
Well, why do we need to be pushed around at the UN, I think is the better question.
Why do we need it as an institution? What good does it do?
Well, it certainly hasn't lived up to the hype, has it?
No, it hasn't.
Or the cost.
KT McFarland, congratulations on your new position. We thank you for coming in.